Okay, guys, you can't just title a movie the same as a classic horror movie starring the incomparable Jamie Lee Curtis, and then it just be a completely different storyline.
They do that a lot, though. Like, they just take a name and then call it that, and then it's, like, not even the same movie.
I really hate that. I'm really not a fan of that.
Mm-hmm.
That's like if somebody made a movie titled Jaws, there wasn't a motherfucking shark in it. Like, that just doesn't work. Don't do it.
But I don't know, but, like, they took the name Prom Night. It's like, well, I don't know what else you want me to call it. I think this one more engaging, I guess, interesting to watch.
Well, you like a quick kill.
Yeah.
You're a big fan of a traditional slasher.
Definitely.
I think I can go either way, but I feel I enjoy a slow burn more than you do, which is why I enjoyed one more than you.
Yeah.
And this is enjoyable if you want just a quick slasher film that you can do 20 other things whilst watching. And
well, yeah.
Just go for it.
Yeah, the killer is done right away. We know who the killer is. There's no twist to it.
No twist, no surprise, no shock.
Nope.
No.
But I still thought that was pretty, because usually I like a twist, but it was creepy to see him walking around and stalking her and all that stuff.
Yeah.
That to me was pretty creepy.
Also, this is why sometimes jury trials work and sometimes they don't. Yes, of course the man was insane, but very dangerous.
Yeah.
It was temporary insanity. That was a lot.
No, that's planning.
It was a planned. Listen, I'm not saying. Listen, you fall in love with your student. Yes, you're off on some level. I'll give the jury that. But the insanity plea is for temporary insanity. It means you had a break and something happened accidentally.
And you just lost it and you snapped.
And you snapped. This was planned. This was deliberate.
Like, he had a full
years of binders happening.
Yeah, he had photos.
Yeah. So creepy. And also 2008, and it's 3 days before we find out that somebody has escaped.
Oh, and Idris was pissed about it.
Oh, he was, yeah. I mean, Idris was giving it his all. I loved the aunt and uncle just coming in and trying to help. I couldn't imagine ever recovering from seeing.
And now she's just effed up for life. I'm like, she's done. Like, that
poor girl is done. There's not enough psych teams on the planet.
You can't recover from that. Like, your best friend, your boyfriend, you got the cop guy killed. Well, not she.
Your best friend's annoying boyfriend.
Yeah, all bad. By the way, for those of you tuning in, this is Horror in Heels.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, really just had to get into it, guys. I had a lot of feelings about that. Brittany Snow is good. She's no Jamie Lee Curtis, but she's good.
She's decent.
I did like that there was no... I would, though, have liked to have known why the two girls going out for prom queen hated each other so much.
Yeah, they didn't really get into that enough.
At least in the first movie, we knew why Christy and Donna, right? Yeah, they had the same names in this one. Why Christy and Donna didn't get along. Chris's father is clear. Now, listen, even if I had multi-millions of dollars, if my daughter overspent the prom budget.
Oh my God.
$100,000 and I had to write a check to the school. Guess who's not going to the prom?
You to college. You spent your college money on prom. I hope it was worth it.
I guess I just don't have that kind of money, so I can't even wrap my head around it. Like, one of my clients was telling me that because her public school has a better sports program than another district, that one of the parents whose kids is like a premier swimmer, they pay $80,000 a year to the public school to have their kid go there. And I'm just like, just buy a house in that district. Like, I don't know. Like, But I guess if you have it, it's just all a wash.
You're like, it's fine. Let me just write this 80 grand check real quick.
Well, to be fair, the district that they live in is basically the Beverly Hills of Long Island.
Yeah.
The district that has the good swim team is still very beautiful, but you would not have like those types of homes. So it's very weird, but it doesn't matter. $80,000 a year to send your kid to another public school is, folks, what I'm trying to say is I'm middle class and happy. So
I'm good where I'm at. Yeah. That kind of money is just,
I can't fathom my child going $100 grand over budget on something and me not even being a little.
I'd be pissed if it were like $100. I'd be like, I gotta take $100 out of my pocket to pay for this extra prom stuff that you did. No, I'd be upset about it.
Yeah.
I liked we said this, the flow of the movie. It really
very flowy. This was a nice. What was the runtime on this? Let's think. What was this runtime? I liked it. Whatever it was, 2008. What's the runtime here? 88 minutes. That's beautiful runtime.
Solid
runtime. Its budget was $20 million.
It made $50 million.
57.2.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's good.
Yeah, for what it was, I wouldn't expect it to have made that much. I mean, they doubled their.
Can we just talk about how much better looking the killer looks?
Jimmy, from that thing you do?
Well, yeah. But I'm just saying, he looks so much better. What were they giving him in that insane asylum that he's looking that much better when he gets out than when he went in?
Right? Like, shaving a haircut will do it for you, I guess.
And this is why, this movie is the reason why, I don't know if you got the Holiday Inn confirmation for Frightmare, and it said, please remember to have your ID handy for check-in.
Right?
It's movies like this, guys.
But he did have an ID, but I think the guy must not have looked at it.
No, he did not have an ID.
Oh, did he say he didn't have an ID?
Yeah.
I was distracted. Was that when the guy came up to get the keys?
He gave the credit card to pay, but that was that.
Got it. Was that when the kid came up to get the room keys?
Yes.
I wasn't even listening to what they were saying because I was like, kid, stop giving information. I was so worried about him giving the room number and everything. I was like, damn it, that I was not listening to what they were saying.
Yeah. No, you see him give something, but it was definitely not an ID. It was probably the credit card for incidentals.
He gave all the information. And I was like, well, he doesn't know.
Poor guy. But the other thing is, once again, it is 2008. We had the World Wide Web. We had cellular phones. Why wouldn't you call her parents the second you find out? Like, what? They were just constantly driving places to tell people things in this movie. And I was like, this is not a plan. This isn't 1980. I understood it. All he had at his disposal were some crap-ass payphones. And in 2008, all those kids had cellulars. They were using them the whole, like, she literally runs out of the hotel room to go to the ballroom. Call.
Well, I think
all the boyfriends.
Yeah, I think
the cell phone. Be like, don't let her out of your sight. We're on our way. And why run? What? Listen, girls, when you're out with your girls, I'm like this with my girls. Be like the Marines. No man left behind. I will tell you, even a few weeks ago, I went out without Ed. I drove myself home. Drove myself there, I was with a huge group of friends. No less than 2 of my girlfriends in that group said to me, text us that you're home safe. That's what you do. Why are we walking to rooms by ourselves? We have men with us. We have men. We have the things the men want. He even offers to go to the room with you. Take him.
I don't know. I get it. They're in one spot. They're not like in a club with strangers. They're in one spot. They're in a hotel. So it's not.
Hotels are really unsafe. Why do you think I wanted to be booked in a room with the group? I don't trust hotels. Not a dime. Shady ass people. Convince me otherwise. A lot of crimes happen in hotels. Look it up, or I'm just watching too much Criminal Minds. Also, I'm sorry. my whole family gets murdered in front of my eyes, I'm going nowhere alone for the rest of my life.
See, now that's fair.
You're going to be watching me pee.
Yeah.
I die.
That's fair. That I could see. Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe the two other girls I could get, but when she kept walking around willing,
yeah,
I'm like,
I wouldn't be anywhere by myself.
And also, the two girls knew what happened to her, right? So it's like, I'm sorry. So a teacher goes insane and kills my best. Once again, I'm not going anywhere in this town by myself ever again. Clearly, you're breeding some crazies. Some crazies are getting bred in this town now.
Or brought in or imported. Something's going on.
Something's happening.
The girl, the best friend, she was a Chastity in 10 Things I Hate About You, the TV show, and I can see why, because she looks exactly like Gabrielle Union. I kept looking at her, and I was like, she looks like Gabrielle Union.
That wasn't Gabrielle Union.
No, I know.
Okay.
I'm saying she looked like her.
But she's something else that we recently.
No, she's in Franklin and Bash. No, but my point was Gabrielle Union was in 10 Things I Hate About You, the movie. They cast her to play the same character in the show, and I could see why, because she looks like Gabrielle Union.
I really thought that was Gabrielle Union this whole time.
Oh, I thought you were telling me. No, it was not. No, see?
No, I thought it was. Because you keep saying that, and I go, no, it wasn't. And now I'm looking at it, going, it wasn't Gabrielle Union.
No, it was not Gabrielle Union. That proves, that's my point. She looks exactly like her. That's why they cast her in the TV show.
Wow.
She looks just like her.
But to be fair, I've been on muscle relaxers for 5 days straight, so if y'all just want to chalk it up to that as the listening audience,
like I'm saying, like I said, she looked like her. Like I kept looking at her like, that's not Gabrielle Union, because I mean, if you gotta look like somebody, that's not a bad person to look like.
No, I'd take it. I get Drew Carey every once in a while.
You what?
I get Drew Carey once in a while.
Oh, shit.
You seen him lately? He had the surgery. He's looking good. He's looking lean.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
You watching The Price is Right?
I've been on bed rest on muscle relaxers for 5 days straight.
Oh, exactly. I'm like, that's exactly what you should be doing, is watching The Price is Right. What else do you do when you're awake and in bed during the week?
To have not been at work. I go back to work tomorrow. I rolled all my coins yesterday.
You did what?
I rolled all my coins.
Oh, like put them in the rolls?
Yeah, well,
wow.
So, my son, we put him, he has daycare. I'm not going to just keep him home. Like, no, you go to daycare. So I was able to, do a few things that I can't do like that. If he was home, he'd just be trying to steal all the coins. He loves coins. So I was like, what can I get done whilst only being able to sit on a chair or a couch?
It's the little things.
It's the little thing.
So when he gets his room, the killer gets his room, and he asks the housekeeper. First of all, he's already been creepy because he was right up on her when she opened the door for him. And then she walks away and he's like, can I get some towels? I would have said yes. And I would have handed them to him from the door. I don't understand why she went into his room and into the bathroom.
No clue.
That wouldn't have happened. I'd have been like, here you go. And
yeah. Also, has he not seen any of the Ocean's movies? Maybe get yourself a little Matt Damon skills. Just lift that card right off. In every hotel movie ever, you've seen somebody be able to lift the master off of someone with that person not getting hurt.
He doesn't have time for that.
Kill someone.
He doesn't have time for that.
Taking less time.
He's got a high school girl to pick up.
Than the murder. Now we're hiding bodies. We got killed.
He made it so complicated. He was good at hiding them though, because they were finding bodies all over the place.
Blood splatter? Like, are we cleaning up? Like, what is happening?
He was good at what he does. He had time to think about it. He had time. That's the stuff he had time to plan. None of this housekeeper.
That's why you don't send a crazy person who plans to a mental institution. You stick them in the pokey.
Right. Max.
Although he was so good looking, I'm sure he probably could have turned a female security guard. It happened here in New York a few years ago.
Oh, no.
Some guys turned one of the female security guards and they escaped. They almost got to Canada.
Oh.
They did not make it.
Oh.
It's a whole big thing on the news.
Interesting.
Yeah. Wow.
This is gonna be a short episode.
It is.
I mean, it's a good movie. Like, they did for what it was. Although I would say its connection, I think its connection to the original, they took, because remember in the original they mentioned that guy that escaped, and then they never did anything with that. So I think someone saw this and was like, well, they should have done something with the guy that escaped. So they kind of
call it a loose reboot.
Yeah.
On the Wikipedia page.
Yeah, that makes sense, because it's like they kind of went the other direction that the other movie just let hang there.
Right.
How creepy, though, as a high school student, to have a teacher get that obsessed with you.
And then those creepy old men when they get on.
Yeah, I was like, sirs, they are obviously at prom in high school.
Yeah.
You gross, gross old men.
But see, once again, this is why proms should not be in hotels. These kids are just wilding out, busting the whiskey, and now you're around older people. Too many rooms for your killer to find you in. I mean,
yeah,
it's a recipe for disaster. Now, that one guy was about to propose on prom night. Who does that?
That's gross. Let's see.
Can we talk about your tan lines for a hot minute?
What?
Your watch line. Your watch line is out of control.
Yeah, I wear a watch. I wear a Fitbit.
You can tell.
Yeah. You just usually don't see it because I have it on, but I'm charging it right now.
Gotcha.
That's what happens when you play football and stuff.
Sunscreen, Jenny Jen. Sunscreen.
Oh, I use that too, but I gotta get dark.
Says the black woman to the Irishman.
Well, that's because I gotta.
Lack of any melanin. No, if it's been sunny, I've been working. Like this whole week, it's been like, well, I couldn't really go outside anyway. Yeah. And then today I started to feel good, and I was like, oh, maybe I'll go lay out in the hammock. No, it's overcast with like drizzle. Of course. But then tomorrow and Sunday when I'm back at work, don't worry, got some sun.
It'll be sunny. Damn, that's the worst.
Oh, good. It's not raining again until next week, though. Okay, so that's good. Oh, next weekend, no bueno. If you're on Long Island next weekend, weather's not great. So what was your favorite kill?
I don't know. They were all kind of the same. There was no spectacular kill. They were just all kind of generic stabbings, stabby stabs.
But here's the other thing I don't understand. I understand why he killed her parents, but if you want to get her, wouldn't the smarter move have been to come up behind her quietly at the prom or in one of those wells? Nobody's dead yet. Put the knife to her back and say, leave with me, and I let everybody else you love live, or it's going the way it went 3 years ago.
Yep.
All this murdering is not the way to get the girl.
He did too much. He didn't even need to get a room. He didn't need to do any of that.
No, doing too much.
We've seen that he's an overthinker, just with his creepy stalker den palace place.
That was insane. Have you ever been stalked?
No.
Okay.
Goodness, no.
I wasn't personally, but my roommate in college was.
Oh, no.
So he would leave, and back then there were no cell phones, early 2000s. He would leave messages. So you would press like 1 for me, 2 for Katie, 3 for Alicia. He'd leave them on all of our voicemails, like messages.
Did he go to your school?
No, it was my roommate's ex-boyfriend.
Oh, no.
So, and she was able to get a restraining order and stuff, like, because she knew who it was. But it was scary for a hot minute.
Yeah.
Before that restraining order got put into place and stuff.
Did he ever come to your dorm?
Not whilst we were there, but there were notes on our whiteboard and stuff.
Whiteboards. I remember that. College whiteboards.
Good times.
Good times. I can't imagine like her, like that beginning part where she finds her little brother dead and then hiding under the bed and seeing your mom. Ugh.
Yeah.
Again, the trauma. I don't know. She can't possibly recover from all of this. Oh, and then the poor guy Ronnie. He's just trying to find his girlfriend who's dead, and he had like a really sad ending. They just show him crying on the steps at the hotel.
Holding his little ring box.
Like, oh, that's horrible.
At least kill him too.
Right? But
I mean, I know that sounds horrible, but you went around killing everybody else.
But I mean, jeez.
Me too.
Now he's got his best friend's dead, his woman's dead, his would-be wife is dead, and the boyfriend, God. I thought it was interesting that the parents let them all have a hotel room, which shows that they were generally good kids.
It's prom night.
Yeah.
Here's my thing. It's prom night. If you're that worried, any parent of a teenager who thinks because you never let them in your house alone together that they're not boinking, good for you. Continue to live in your realm of denial. I won't take it from you. But West, you let them get a hotel room on prom night or not, if they want to do something, they will find a way to do it. So you might as well.
I mean, if I didn't want to, I'm not going to pay for it.
Oh, I'm not going to pay. No, you pay for that.
Yeah, if you want to buy a hotel room, you go right on ahead. I shan't be paying.
Right. But my point
but
is.
Your point is, yeah.
I would rather, and it seems like the aunt and uncle definitely did have a relationship with her. We didn't see her, where my child feels 100% comfortable enough with me, and it's your prom night.
Yeah.
Junior prom, you're absolutely not. No.
Mm-mm.
But senior prom, it comes along once in a lifetime. Live it up. And I'd rather you say to me, Mom, I'm staying in this hotel or wherever you choose to stay. I know where you are. I know who you're with. I know what you're doing. Whether I want to know that or not, I'm not a person. I've seen a billion movies. I know what you're doing on prom night. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, look at what happened in Back to the Future. They didn't have a hotel room, and Big still trying to rape her in the parking lot. So,
that is true.
Like Greece, there was no hotel room. Some people.
Oh, they were getting it on.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'd rather know
where you are. Yeah.
It is, like, because that's the thing. Problems really only arise if you're super strict with your kid. You're not raising a kid who trusts you.
Or can make their own decisions.
And confides in you. You're raising a kid who's better at sneaking around.
Yeah.
Is the bottom line.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the truth. Like, so.
That's correct. And they even let him stay, like, letting the boy. What?
Also, I mean, there were 6 people in that hotel room. Like, I know it was a 2-bedroom suite, but how crazy. Those girls did not seem like the type of young ladies that would conduct themselves in those kind of manners.
Especially for a teen horror movie, they were actually very they weren't hypersexual. Like it wasn't like all about the sex and
it was funny. The one girl whose dress looked amazing anyway, the one that we thought was Gabrielle Union, which spoiler alert is not Gabrielle Union. And the other girl was making fun of her. Well, she was just a bitch anyway, but making fun of her for how low cut it was. I didn't think it was that low cut.
I was like, she should see some of the dresses we have now.
Forget low cut. I saw a dress the other day. I was like, sweetheart, do not bend over. Never bend over.
Don't. Oh, God. And you know they're not wearing underwear.
Oh.
Yeah, I thought it was a nice dress. It was a gorgeous blue.
Yeah. It went all the way to the floor. There was no slit.
Yeah.
V-cut, but also she didn't have, and I say this again, if you're at most a B to C cup, which she was, you can wear that and look entirely appropriate. It's when you go over the C cup that you start looking a little.
It's like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
A little too much front pieces showing.
Too much of the cleave.
And honestly, that teacher at the front was on it. So if an adult really had felt it was inappropriate, she would have probably said to her, Brittany, give her your wrap. She needs to cover this. Because she was over there taking out whiskey bottles. How that kid got his flask through is beyond me.
That was like a bottle. It was like a...
Well, I think that was dumb, too.
Yeah.
That was dumb. That was like a liter. Like...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That was like a handle.
What was he doing?
That was a full-ass handle of liquor. Like, what...
See, but once again, this is why you probably couldn't let me be the chaperone at the front door, because I would have seen that and been like... Especially because they're staying in the hotel.
I thought she was gonna take a sip.
That would have been the best.
That's what I would have done.
I'm like, shit, no.
That's why I would have confiscated it all. I'd have been like, thank you. Thank you.
I don't understand, but I thought would have been funny just because he popped up in a lot of late 90s, early 2000 movies. Why couldn't we have Usher as the DJ?
I was like, is that? No, it's not anybody I know. But yeah, they should have totally.
Usher is the DJ.
She's all that. Mm-hmm.
Well, she's all that. Let's get a dance.
I'd have been here for it.
I would have been.
There was I have to say in this movie there was a lot of hello, who's there? Is that you? And I was like, can you guys stop? Like, especially if you're scared, you don't yell out.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one of the rules. You never yell out, but they were constantly doing that in this movie. And I was like, can you guys stop? If you think someone's there, don't say anything.
But honestly, well, yeah, they broke Randy's third rule.
Yeah, exactly.
They weren't drinking or doing drugs, so they passed rule number 1.
Nobody had sex.
Nobody had sex. They passed rule number 2, but they kept screaming, are you there?
Who's there?
Who's there? Gotta get killed. Sorry, Randy makes the rules. I don't, guys.
Horror made the rules. These rules have been in effect for years because you're letting them know that you're there. Now they know you're there. Now they can be quiet. I was like, the way Idris Elba.
People looking into closets. What are you looking into all these closets for?
That was creepy when the killer was in the closet.
But that's where killers hide. Don't go into the closet.
Or it's where Jamie Lee Curtis hides.
Well, that's fine. Speaking of Jamie Lee Curtis, the new Halloween trailer dropped today. Did you see it?
I haven't watched it yet.
As a woman who doesn't enjoy spoilers, might I suggest you not watch the trailer?
That's why I usually don't watch trailers.
Oh, okay, because it is very long and it shows a lot.
Why? I hate that. It
never bothers me, but because I know it bothers you, I wanted to warn you.
I don't know why they do that now. I'm like, I don't need to watch the damn movie.
I gotta tell you, if we're on the fence about seeing this trailer has taken you off this fence. You're going to see it.
Well, I've heard it's really good, but I'm glad you warned me because I was thinking about watching it. I usually don't watch trailers. If it's a movie I'm definitely gonna see, I don't watch the trailer because I'm like, I don't need to know what's gonna happen. So.
Can I spoil just one thing? It's not really a spoil. Jamie Lee Curtis, and I think she had this hair in the last one, so it's fine. Uh-huh. She has longer hair, and every time I see her with the long hair, because all you see is the Activia commercials, I'm like, oh, it is her. Yeah. I gotta tell you, she is a woman. She had beautiful in any look, but short hair is the hair for her.
It's her.
She's pretty in this. But not like her. I was like,
it's the stuff.
Why don't we just keep the short hair?
Same thing with Go ahead.
I think it's because they're trying to make her not look as fierce as she is. Because it's better if the protagonist doesn't look super fierce.
Yeah.
And that short hair definitely does make her look way cooler. And
if she looked fierce in H2O, she would look like a badass.
Right. Yeah. And I think that's not. Well, we know from the first one that's not really the vibe of her that they're going for.
Yeah. The same thing with Halle Berry. We were watching Gothica the other day, and Halle Berry had
passed out on the couch.
Oh, yeah.
I think I made it to movie 1. I woke up at like 2 a.m. and I'm like, where am I? What has happened?
Who am I? What's going on? Yeah. But yeah, Halle Berry had like shoulder length hair, and she just looks. I don't know. She has like this girl like young quality that's like But when she has that short hair, she just looks sexy, and it's like, oh, that's crazy because she's very pretty, but something about the shoulder length hair is just like, she looks kind of average. But you put that short hair on her, and it's transformative. It's insane. I wish I could look that good with short hair.
I thought it was well done. I liked, but this is a traditional slasher. You feel for Donna. You watch the kids enough together that you don't want anything to happen.
Right. Yeah.
I would have somebody tell me why the 2 prom queens hated each other.
We need some backstory, people.
I just need to know someone.
We need to make the prequel.
Just a 10-minute prequel of these 2.
I'll write a fan fiction prequel for you.
Thank you. I would appreciate it. I hate when movies do that. And here's my problem, and I've said this all along. I am a woman who enjoys big books. I've read a lot of Stephen King. Stephen King will give you back.
He goes through all of it.
backstory about the backstory about the backstory. Okay. So, but when you're raised in that kind of entertainment environment, and then you get thrown into situations where nobody's given a backstory.
There's no explanation for anything.
Oh, what was that other movie we watched? And there was just zero explanation given. I'm like, I need a little more here.
I feel like we've had that a couple times. I can't think of it on the spot, of course.
Was it Valentine's Day with the?
Oh, the original.
The original.
Yeah.
That one, at least they gave backstory. The remake they gave backstory to. The original one, you had no clue why this person.
Yeah, you're like, what?
I'm like, why? Like, Freddie, you understand why he does the things he does. Michael, well, not so much.
I mean, he's pure evil. That's the explanation.
That's the explanation. I got it.
You need.
But I don't know why these two were beefing.
What's with the? I'm gonna call it Prom Queen Beef. That's what the prequel's gonna be.
I just found so many.
It's gonna open with them in kindergarten.
Yeah. No. It feels like this beef has gone back, guys. I'm not gonna lie. Is it
gonna escalate?
Christy's father's rich? Like, I'm okay if you're just, but it didn't seem like she was just a jealous bitch. Like, it seemed like something happened.
There was something there for sure. Oh, we didn't get creepy ass Lou in this one either.
Poor Lou.
No creep ass 30-year-old Lou.
High school.
What?
We never saw the high school.
No. This was called Prom Night. They're like, it's gonna be prom night basically when this happens.
Yeah. No, they stuck to a theme.
Were you bothered when they were in the beauty salon and they kept moving their head while their hair was getting done? I was like, stop it. She can't do your hair while you keep moving. And then it was like just straight. I'm like, you could have done that at home. Why did you go pay to get that done at a salon?
Well, because we needed the so important scene where she holds up the mirror and she thinks creepy guy is outside. We need scene.
That was such a cliche. It was such a trope. Such a cliche move.
Like, at least if she was getting her hair done, at least maybe braid back the front, something.
That's what I'm saying. Make it look, because the rest, it was just straight. I'm like, what did you go to the salon for?
On both sides, just straight hair, and the one in the middle, she got it curled, but we saw her in the car previous. That's her hair.
Because it was a weave, and that's just how it is. I don't know why she went to a hair salon.
So we're all very confused.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, too. It's prom. You want the experience. You want to be with your friends.
Have your girls. Go get a manicure or pedicure.
I got to tell you, though. My niece watches her mother die, and she wants a blowout for prom. Yes, sweetheart.
Anything you want.
I don't believe in spoiling TJ, but if TJ ever sees someone murdered, I'm real gonna backtrack on that philosophy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be a different.
If nothing else, to try to keep you from snapping and going crazy.
Right.
Because.
Yeah. What do you want, my prince? What do you want? I mean, I gotta tell you, if I had seen somebody get murdered, I think I would have rang my dad. If my dad would have said no, and I would have been like, but Dad, remember that time I saw so-and-so get stabbed to death? Oh, yeah.
Every time. Just that's my excuse for everything.
Yeah.
Remember that time I saw my family get murdered? Yeah. I'm getting the ice cream. Thanks.
Yeah.
Can I have 2 scoops? I saw my family get murdered. Can I get a third one for free?
Yeah.
And then,
I can tell you, because that was like kind of like, well, no, that wasn't a small town. That was like California. By the way, the opening credit song, I loved it.
Yeah, it was a cover of what song? What was the cover?
It was the cover of What's Your Name?
Oh yeah, Mamas and Papas.
Yes, I want to know who made that remake though.
It was a good cover, and it did that nice flyover opening that you like of like the water and stuff. Yeah,
I do. I like that. I am a fan. You're right. Prom Night.
Time of the season. It's the time of the season.
Yeah, no, that's the song. But I just wanted to know.
You didn't Shazam that?
I didn't. Listen.
I know. Oh, you were probably hopped up on meds.
Yeah. Ben Taylor, 2003. He came out with that time of the season.
It was interesting.
Yeah. Interesting. Not a lot of songs in a movie that takes place during prom.
Prom night. Yeah. Especially not like songs of the time. Like you'd think they would have gotten licensing to have some popular songs from that
Yeah, no, nothing.
Not even.
But it's real expensive to get songs.
I'm sure. Yeah. They had a $20 million budget.
Yeah, and depending on songs, that could have eaten in real quick.
Yeah.
Also, I feel like the songs they picked added to the creepy factor. Oh, I'll let it go.
We'll let it slide. I really did like the characters in this movie. I thought they were
fun.
Pretty fun, smart. There wasn't a lot of stupid stuff going on.
Yeah.
I love the deputy.
Yeah.
Because he's the cop in Sinister, and he's also in It.
Yeah.
He's a great actor. I like him a lot. And Idris Elba, and they were acting as fast as possible. Like as soon as Idris Elba heard this guy escaped, immediately went to the parents' house. Immediately, like there was no like.
Once again, what I would have done is I would have not really alerted them, just maybe called and been like, hey, no, I would have alerted them on the phone.
Yeah.
And been like,
I'm like, you got to.
So, is your daughter home? Is your niece home? Is Donna home?
Yeah.
No, where the fuck is Donna? The killer has gotten loose. We're at a stage.
You need to find her.
I need a deputy to you now.
Yeah.
Lock all the doors, lock all the windows. Deputy's on his way. Why are we wasting time driving? Drive, Paul.
I remember they had. Someone was calling. Oh, that was when they were in the room. I was like, someone was trying to call somebody, and the phone was not working.
Yeah,
or something.
But at that point, I don't think that was. We didn't.
Yeah.
See
No, it wasn't.
Yeah.
But I did like the sense of urgency and he was smart about, and then he showed the other guy the picture.
Yeah, but also very limited staff at this hotel. Like, I don't know. There's one cleaning lady. Like, you can't get her on the phone. Then there's that.
Right.
One, like, there weren't enough people. When I'm at hotels, there's usually somebody vacuuming something. I mean, I understand a prom's going on, but you would think that would bring out more staff. There's more people. I know. Seems like they weren't at full staff.
It's a half night. Yeah. Jimmy was very creepy. Jimmy from that thing. I don't remember his character's name. Whatever the teacher's name was. It's very creepy. The way. Oh, and then that scene where he's like watching her and she kisses her boyfriend and he like.
Richard Fenton was.
Yeah. And he tears up. I was like, wow, that's deep.
Oh, that's what Claire was in. Not that I saw. She was apparently in Ted, but she was also.
Yeah, I saw that.
She was also in The Hills Have Eyes too.
But did you see that part? Did you notice that part where he's watching her and she kisses the boyfriend?
Yeah.
And like the emotion that goes across his face, and you're like, man, he is.
Once again, though, this is how we know it wasn't temporary insanity.
Right. No manner of stalking is temporary insanity.
Right. That's why I don't understand, like, what this jury was thinking. And the cop even says it. He's like, I thought he'd get the chair for sure, and nope. Like, even he's, like, bewildered by the whole situation.
Yeah. I don't get it, but okay. And I really liked the aunt and the uncle. They were caring. You could see how, and even the uncle was like, I don't want to interrupt her prom night.
Right.
Because this is just gonna mess her up even more. Like even if we save her, it's just gonna really send her over the edge. She's made so much progress. So I was like, yeah, that's fair.
But here's the thing. I understand it's prom. I gotta tell you, I'm the cop. My move. I'm getting everybody out immediately. Immediately. I understand it's prom. I understand it's once in a lifetime. Your life needs to continue beyond tonight.
But only for everybody else. For her, I'd be like, well, you're going to be absolutely scarred. So if you don't make it out of tonight, I don't know where you were going to go from here because you'd probably end up in an insane asylum yourself just from the idea of what's going on. And your trust issues, although her boyfriend was great.
Yeah.
Oh, and they let him stay with her. I thought that was nice.
He is great I want to see if he's ever played a bad guy. If you have seen him before, he is just so adorable. He is in Heart of Dixie. He was in Friday Night Lights. He was in Dear John. He's been in like everything. And he always plays just a super nice guy. Mm-hmm. At least in what I've seen him in, I'd love to just see him be a bad guy once.
Yeah, he's got that face. You're talking about the prom queen's the rich chick's boyfriend, right? Or no, the boyfriend.
The boyfriend.
Yeah, you're talking about her boyfriend.
The
Yeah.
boyfriend is Kellen Lutz, Mr. Twilight.
Oh, see, I don't watch Twilight, so I don't. I recognized his name.
You know who Kellen is.
No, I know his name, but I wouldn't know him by face.
No, I'll tell you what you saw him in most recently is when we did the Friday the 13th remake. He's the first one to die.
Got it. Okay. Yeah.
That's who Kellen is. For you. Because I know everyone.
But he's
even people with style and taste.
Yeah.
Stupidly knee-jerk read those Twilight books and watched.
Sometimes
you just want to fit in where you work, okay?
Oh, well, there you go.
And everybody was
peer pressure is a bitch.
I was listen, I've never been peer pressured into drugs. Never been peer pressured into like alcohol. If I was in the mood to drink, I just never drank. Like I wasn't peer pressured into doing any crimes. But I've been peer pressured into some crap movies.
I think
crap movies. Some of them by Jen. I've been peer pressured into some crap reading. I was to read 50 Shades of Grey just because I wanted to fit in with my coworkers.
Oh, see, I read that. I can't get peer pressured into wasting my time. If I don't want to see something, I'm not going to see it.
To be fair, I read so quick that it's like whatever to me. Like 50 Shades of Grey, I read all 3 books in 4 days.
I'm still on the 3rd one. But that's because I'm not, like, her writing is just...
Oh, her writing is atrocious.
Yeah, and so it's hard. It's a tough read.
Also, anytime they went into the red room, I just didn't care. I was like, I just flipped until they were out of there.
I'm out of it.
Yeah, 3 days later it was done.
What was it? Oh,
she can't write to save her life, proving guys that anyone truly can get.
Which is every time I read it, I'm like, I need to go write a book. I need to write something because.
Jen, because I gotta tell you, how to invite an elephant to tea was better written. You guys haven't gotten about that. Now, I don't suggest it for the parents who are still reading to their children because your kids are gonna love it and they're gonna want you to read it.
Oh, you're talking about.
And Jen put a lot of words into a children's book, and my son once tried to make me read it 3 times in a row. I'm like, Sonny, I have no voice left. Like,
and I cut it down because it was
down. Who the fuck are you? See,
no, listen, it was an essay that I wrote in 8th grade, so it was much longer. Yes, so I had to cut it down to get it even at children's book status.
That kind of got hidden, and it'll come back out when he to me.
There you go. Make him read it.
Then I'm going to make him read it to me 3 times in a row. Do it again.
Again.
And that's with my son with books. He'll make me reread the same book like 3 or 4 times in a
row. My parents hated Cat in the Hat. We did that to them with Cat in the Hat.
I'm sure I did to my dad. But I'd always be like, when you'd hear parents say that, you'd be like, yeah, how many times does your kid really expect you to read Goodnight Moon? And then one day when I had read Chicka Chicka Boom Boom, in which A told B and B told C, let's go to the top of the coconut tree. Yeah. All the way through. That book went missing, and it has not been found yet.
That's my mom used to do that. She's like, I don't know what happened to it.
Yeah. No. The main reason yours went missing is because I did not want him. You signed that and everything, so I want him to have that for life. So that's going up on his like high shelf of like books. Like I got him like a hardcover Peter Pan for up there.
Oh, nice.
Like where his hardcovers and stuff are the stuff I want him to keep. Like his dad's original. Speaking of Cat in the Hat and stuff, that's all going up on that. Things I want him to have for life.
Yeah, and not touch too much.
And it goes away. Yeah. Like the specialty Christmas books and stuff, they're all up on that.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. So.
I was gonna say back to the movie. Even the boyfriend, the bitchy girl's boyfriend was nice.
Yeah.
Like he wasn't even a jerk.
Yeah, no jerks, no male jerks. He was, and she was getting mad at him, and he's like, the perhaps jerkiest thing he did, if you even want to call this jerky, would be, dude. He's all state. Like, he deserves to be prom king. Like, I don't care that much. Why would it matter to you? Like,
I was like, oh.
What it seems like is she's pissed that she's not with Mr. Allstate.
Yeah.
I think she has a little crush on the other guy, didn't really want to be with. I feel very strongly that the backstory is that Gabrielle Union is with that man and has clearly been for a long time.
Yeah.
And Christy's pissed about it and has been rude to her because of it. So she's just throwing it back. It was never really a fight. I don't think other was ever with Christy.
Just jealousy.
I just think Christy's a jealous bitch and she's taking it out on everybody. That's that's the backstory. I've nailed it, guys.
I like it.
Callum Lutz is an attractive gentleman. He seemed perfectly nice.
That's a great second prize in my book.
He was friendly towards everyone. I don't.
Right. How he even was with her, I don't know.
Yeah, he could have done better. He could have had Claire, and then we wouldn't have needed that doofus that.
Oh, yeah.
Can he just get got because I'm done with him? He's annoying. Where is she? I don't understand. And then when she's like, you're going to lose her, and he's like, not likely. And I'm like, well, you have because she's dead.
Oh, yeah, she's gone. Like, I can't imagine.
Your girl leaves prom upset. What you don't do, motherfucker, is post up on the wall with your brandy.
Yeah.
You get your ass and you follow her.
He was awful. I can't even imagine being in high school and having those kinds of arguments, especially on prom night. I'd be like, I'm in high school. I don't want to be having these kind of fights. Yeah. I'm good. For where I can't even talk to another guy without us blowing up into a fight. I'm too young for this. Peace out. This is too much. I'm talking about like we go for ice cream and hang out at amusement parks. That's what I'm looking for in high school.
That's what I'm looking for now.
I was just going to say, actually, I'm looking for it now.
I mean, not really amusement parks. My vertigo is real bad unless we're just walking around. But I'm always looking for ice cream. I just want to be very. Anybody is confused. Alicia is always looking for
always ice cream and Oreos. Yeah. So overall, what would you give this one?
I would give this a 7 out of 10.
Oh, okay.
It was fun. The cast was great. The dialogue was good. The kills were lackluster.
Yeah, there was nothing special about the kills whatsoever. This is definitely more about the story and just the creepiness of her being stalked.
And unfortunately, though, for me, since she didn't know it was happening, that it's lacking creepiness. Like, I like the original Black Christmas. They're getting those calls. They know something's weird's happening, so you're constantly building that tension.
Yeah.
There's no tension until the hotel gets evacuated and she knows.
Yeah.
There. You know what I mean? Like
that's fair.
So that's where it kind of lost me. If she had truly a better way to have built upon that, but then you wouldn't have gotten as many kills, is if the cop had gotten to her sooner and has been like, I'm going to be on you the entire prom. And then somehow, either in a dance scene or something, she gets separated from the cop and her people. So now she knows something bad is around and she's lost the people that are supposed to protect her. That actually, for me personally, would have amped up the tension. I just felt like there was no tension because she knew nothing, and she, the person we're watching and experiencing all this through, for 90% of the movie, you're just experiencing a girl having a great time at prom.
That's fair. Yeah, that makes sense.
And listen, the hotel wasn't burning down. You can get your mother's shawl later. It's not anywhere. I
was like, ma'am, it's your hotel room. They'll know where you were staying. You can get back in there.
Yeah. I could maybe understand if she had smelled like actual smoke or something, although that would have been more stupid, but I would have understood like not wanting to lose it. But there was zero danger.
No. But again, high schoolers. So that's the one thing. If you want to write a movie where people do dumb things, just put them in high school and then it's a little more excusable.
High school, freshman year of college.
That's a little more excusable. I'd say I was debating between 6 and 7 heels. Because I enjoyed it. I thought it was a fun watch. Well done. Like I said, I like the getting into the action and the and knowing who the killer was immediately was interesting. I liked it. I enjoyed it.
Yeah. Now, folks, usually we would tell you what's coming out next week, but we're not going to. Not going to. All we're going to say is we have a very special guest. We're very
so excited
to interview him or her. No holidays this weekend, so.
Yeah, just a regular old weekend. Summer weekend.
Hope everybody had a nice Father's Day. We did a Costco run. Because we had so much stuff I needed Ed's pickup for it, and I really thought there wouldn't be that many people in Costco on Father's Day, and I was wrong. I'd like to tell. I mean, we got in and out; it was fine, but I was trying to tell you I was wrong about that. Well, that's funny. Costco. Do you notice this about Costco's? The parking lots always look like the store is going to feel more crowded.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it just
because you can't find a space immediately.
Yeah. It never feels crowded when I get in there, but the parking lot always makes it look like we're going to be jamming.
Yeah. Right. Well, it's because it's so big. But then when you get to the lines, you're like, oh, yes, there are a lot of people in here.
I have to tell you that our Costco does a good job. They have a man, so where the line starts, and he tells you.
Oh, yeah, we have those too.
He filters everyone, and that's going to make it go a lot quicker.
Yeah.
So, yepper. So that's what we did for Father's Day.
Sounds like a blast.
I made Ed homemade. They're like manwich, but I made it homemade. What are those called?
Sloppy Joes.
Thank you. I made homemade sloppy joes, and he was very.
Yeah. Oh, we did an escape room on Wednesday.
Jen.
And what?
You should write a book. My name is Jen, and I've done all the escape rooms.
I haven't even done as many. I have a friend that's done over 50 escape rooms. I think I'm at 20 something. So I'm not even close.
I've done it.
I love them. My family loves them. So we were going to do it as a Father's Day thing, but my dad had a track meet, so we postponed it to Wednesday.
I love that Dad had a track meet on Father's Day.
Yeah, that's his thing. And Saturday, which was his birthday. So Saturday's birthday, he had a track meet, and Sunday Father's Day, he had a track meet.
Why you missed Corey Feldman Movie-thon?
Yes. What?
So much Corey Feldman in one.
Oh, right. And I was so bummed because I really need to watch I got to go back and watch Stand By Me.
It was just such a good night.
Yeah, I know. I'm sad. I won't talk about it. And then, so we did the escape room and they have different rooms, different themes. So we're going to ours, and it's called the Hyde Circus. So we walk, and then the woman who's taking us to the room, she's like, oh, hold on a second. And she goes that way, and she goes down the hall. All of a sudden, we hear this banging. And it's and I jumped. We all jumped. My mom grabbed my hand, my brother's hand, and I started to go that way. I don't even think there was an exit that way, but I was just trying to get away from the noise.
She's like, I'm out.
We all were ready to go. And then the lady comes back around, called me, and she's like, okay, guys, we're ready. And we're like, what just happened? And she's like, oh, we had to do that for the Amityville escape room. And I was like, oh, Lord. I guess they had to do some banging and stuff.
Escape room, that's fun.
Yeah, I'm like, now I kind of want to do that one.
Yeah, you're like, okay, we'll be back next week.
Yeah, I'm like, I got to do. My mom can't do those though, so we'd have to do that with just us, me and the boys, because my mom can't do the horror one. But yeah, I thought it was funny that there was an Amityville one. All right, that was an exciting thing.
Yeah, that is all. Bye.
Have a good weekend. Bye.